So welcome to the show, guys. I really want to talk about the Nick Fuentes Tucker Carlson interview. Now, I don't want to talk from the perspective of should he have him on his show, should he not have him on his show. I'm not really interested in that question. Tucker Carlson's gone off the deep end a little bit, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. Um, so in my estimation, Nick Fuentes made a very interesting point, a point that he didn't even realize when he was explaining why he does not like the Jews. And I think it's very informative and very profound and very inspiring, in fact, to find out what he said. So without further ado, let's hear what Nick Fuentes has to say about the international Jewish community.
Organized. And many of them are critical of Israel or Israel's current government or the project of Israel. But I guess what they have in common, unlike, let's say, Singapore, for example, is that they have this international community across borders, extremely organized, that is putting the interests of themselves before the interests of their home country. And there's no other.
So Nick Fuentes has noticed something about Jews that is different about all the other peoples of the world, that they seem to be connected to each other. And he calls it an international organization, and they seem to be very organized. He says this is his big problem.
Other country that has a similar arrangement like that. No other country has a strong identity like that. This religious blood and soil conviction, this history of being in the diaspora, stateless, wandering, persecuted, and in particular, the historic animosity between the Jewish people and the Europeans. They hate the Romans because the Romans destroyed the temple. That's why Eric Wein.
All right, so Nick Fuentes has noticed something about the Jews living in diaspora that is different than all other groups of people, and that is that they are good to each other. Isn't that an amazing thing? Nick Fuentes noticed this, and Nick Fuentes noticed this in a big way. He noticed that the Italians in America are not terribly worried about all the Italians in the world, even if they might be worried about some of the Italians in Italy, but they're not worried about Italians all around the world. They're not terribly interested in the community of English Italians. The Chinese in America are not terribly interested in the Chinese in Europe. That's a very interesting thing. That's a very interesting observation. But Nick Fuentes points out that the Jews have this organized diaspora, and they share this common history and they share this common culture. Nick and Tucker Carlson, are you conservatives? Because it would be a strange thing for conservatives to not like the Jews because they have successfully built a community. It would not, for somebody that leans in the direction of liberty, it would be very strange to look at a community that's actually holding like a community and criticize them for that. Yes, Nick. The Jews have this international organization. You know what it is? It's called a family. We, the Jews, treat each other like family. We actually love each other. When we say we are all Jews, we mean it. When we say we're all connected, we mean it. When we say we love each other, when we say we are one, we mean it. When we fight, we still love each other. Is that something you want to criticize or emulate? Or you want to be like Hitler and say, oh, I'm going after international Judaism, because they can't conceptualize of people just getting along, people just loving each other, people just helping each other. Some people might feel that's unfair. Why is it the Jewish people just help out their community? Why are Jewish people happy to help a business in their community before they look outside? Why does a Jew feel like he has somewhere to put him up anywhere in the world? People take care of him. I don't know. I think it's because we accepted to be from one community, we accepted to be from one family, and we've been there for each other, and we're a family for each other, and we've stayed connected, and it's something that we've made important. Just like some families are very close and some families are not. Why? Because they have a common vision, they have a common ethos, they have a common culture, and they have a love for each other. Nick, if you see that and you're envious of that, maybe try build that instead of criticizing it. Sure. And sure, the Jewish people have this thing. Has it ever not benefited the world? Sure. Conspiracy theorists and blame the Jews for everything. But let's get real now. The Jews have contributed in ways that are extremely disproportionate to their numbers. In professionalism, in science, in literature. Why is that? Because we come from a strong community that upholds high standards. Is that not another thing you wish to emulate? So yes, Nick, you noticed this. You got it right. You got it right, and you're still wrong. And if you're jealous of the Jews, don't be. Just come figure out what we have, and maybe get yourself a wife if you're into that sort of thing. All right, Nick. All right. All right. That's what I got to say about these two fools.